Hey, this is Dennis, and welcome to a midweek edition of the Grounded Reason podcast. Today, we're going to talk about some of the news that's happened this week, and also I'm going to address a viewer question on Facebook. But first, a surprise, because Joel's here for a midweek news update.
That's right.
The illusions of podcasting. Really, we're just going to record Monday's show, and I said, hey, some news happened. So let's do it together.
So why not?
Why not? So I hope no one gets upset and just turns this off. They're like, no, I'm not used to the...
I might.
I'm not...
I might.
Joel, only on Monday.
Yeah, I am such prima donna.
So Amy on Facebook, on our Facebook page, she messaged us, said she heard me on the Money Girl podcast. What was that, about 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And she said the information was great, and then she came over and listened to some of our stuff on cutting the cord. But she said while I mentioned phone service, because a lot of people they'll get their triple play bundle.
Yep.
What do you do about the phone service when it goes? Now, when we did it, I just went with the cell phones.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what I think most people do these days.
Right. But I will get the babysitter question every once in a while, sure. And we'll run into this too. And, and there are other options I'll get to in a minute, but I think the cell phones are the best because most people already have one or are paying for one. So it's kind of a freebie.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're looking at it from the cable standpoint, is you can, do like Walter White would do and get a burner phone.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's always an option, although
always.
I don't think you really want to tell people to emulate a meth dealer.
No, but I'm saying if you have a burner phone.
Yeah, but if that's your thing,
you just give the babysitter the burner phone. Sure. Let her, if she needs to call you, she can.
Yeah.
But like, actually, what we do though is we have an old iPhone, and you can actually FaceTime if they're on our network.
Oh, yeah, you can just FaceTime phone to phone.
Right, so you can use FaceTime and just say, here's an old,
It's clever.
Right, here's an old iPhone, it's charged, it's registered with another email address, so when they call us, it'll just, we'll be able to communicate. That's one way to do it. Another thing you can do on the free side is Google Voice.
Yep.
I've
used that.
I use it too, and speaking of which, what I'll get to in a minute, we have a phone number for the podcast, and it's based off of Google Voice. So I'll get to that in a second. But with Google Voice, you can, if you have a mobile phone, you basically plug in your, a mobile number that links to the Google Voice, and they'll give you another number that people can call. Now, it's also good because you can consolidate.
Yes, you can.
All your numbers to your Google Voice number.
Effectively,
everything.
It's an alert system.
Yes.
That just publishes out to all of your devices.
But then there's another company called ObiTalk, and they'll let you buy a box for like $30, and then you can actually hook up a landline phone to it, and it'll route to your Google Voice.
Which is straight witchcraft. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, but it's like $30, and then you're using, you're not going to get the stability of a landline because you're still relying on your internet connection.
Yeah, it's still, the ISP is still what's working for you.
So if your internet goes down, you're going to lose phone service. But most people have cell phones.
Yep.
So there's always that fallback. Now, if you want, Google Voice, I mean, it could be a bit clunky, There are straight up VoIP services, voice over internet services that you can pay for. There's things like Broad Voice is one, Skype, Vonage. Those are all alternatives as well to doing this. But as I said, the cell phone is going to be the one sure thing. If the internet goes down, you'll still have your cell service. I would just use that. If you really need the landline, go with a voice. A VoIP service will simulate that. And I mean, you can always, purchase it from the cable company, but then that'll run you another $20, $30 a month.
So the two that I've used personally are Google Voice, which I think highly of, especially since the price is right? Like, it's free. So, a big fan. And then Skype, which I use at work.
Yep, same here.
And I also, we did a Skype call just the other day.
Yeah, I did my interview with Money Girl using Skype.
Yeah.
No problem.
And Skype's solid. I mean, it's good service too.
It's crystal clear.
Yeah.
So that's probably because when you use the Google Voice, quality isn't it's not top notch.
I've always found, at least with Skype, that the call quality is at least as good as my landline.
Oh yeah, with Skype, yes, but with Google Voice,
it's a little dicier, but it's free.
Exactly. I mean, you're not paying for anything. So to get back though, we did set up a mailbox on Google Voice, and if you have questions or comments, I know we usually say you can email us at podcast@groundedreason.com. You can tweet us, but now you can actually call. And the number is 650-TALK-GRP, TALK-GRP. So if you call that, you can leave a message on the voicemail there, and we'll listen to your question or comment, and we may even play it on air. So remember to leave your name so you can get credit for it.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to thank people out there who have been leaving reviews.
Yeah, we are up to 11 reviews.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. And you know what? I think we have a 5-star rating, so thanks 11 people.
Yeah.
out there.
You are great.
You guys are awesome, and I wanted to read one of these on air because I really do appreciate the time that was put into this.
Yeah.
UK2K.
Yeah.
I know that's not your real name.
This one, well, we don't know that.
Well, it might be.
This could be.
It
could be a droid.
It could be. It could be like Lucas. It could be like the Gombot sitting there in the sandcrawler listening to our podcast.
I mean,
right
how
now.
Yes, that's right. Is that?
I
Really?
said the Gombot. Okay, so UK2K said, I have been a cord cutter for 9 months now, and I love it. The podcast has helped. Sorry, the podcast has helped to make this experience even better. Their informative discussions helped me to realize that the cable company was ripping me off with their internet offerings. Thanks to this podcast, we now pay $100 a month for all of our services, and we get all the sports networks. I highly recommend this podcast to anyone who is interested in saving money. 5 stars.
I got to tell you, that just warms the heart.
It does.
I'm really not even being sarcastic. I know it's hard to tell.
No, I mean, oh well, yeah. I mean,
with me,
it is a little bit,
but it really does. I mean, I read that and was like, wow.
I made my day.
This person took some time.
Yeah,
to
I had a
write
rough
this.
morning. The kids were it's tough getting the kids out there. I read that, day perked right up.
Yeah,
walking on sunshine.
So not only if you review or call in or I don't know, send a carrier pigeon, will we read it out on the air, but we'll also throw praise.
We will
all over you
because I mean, the show, we wouldn't do this if people weren't listening, and the only way we know people are listening is with things like that, reviews, sending us an email, asking us a question, calling the new phone number. You might even be the first one to call it because I just got this thing set up today.
Yeah.
So you could be, first. You could yell first, like you could.
You should absolutely. I don't care when you call in. You just should yell first.
Yeah.
Just do it. And I really do hope that is that person's name on their birth certificate.
Right. And if anyone's angry, they have a way to yell at us.
Oh, I'm just talking about what was it? U2K2?
Oh, U2K2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that is their actual given name.
I'm sure it is. You've convinced me.
I've always wanted a number in my name.
Well, you can get that done. I mean,
yeah, it's a lot of paperwork.
It is. So, I also so let's get to some news items here because a lot of stuff happened this week. And okay. So, I think I mentioned it before about if you don't know, DirecTV was purchased by AT&T, the satellite company DirecTV. Well, they've announced that this year, they originally said this year, we'll see, but they're going to have something called DirecTV Now.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time left in this year.
No, a couple months maybe.
But still.
And these deals with the content providers, because those lovely license agreements, like for some reason it's different over streaming than it is over broadcast.
It's not a quick process,
No.
but the point is it'll be fairly soon.
But DirecTV Now is going to be hitting, and the way they're talking about it, it's going to be pretty much cable over the internet, all the channels that you would get with a regular cable provider.
That's a monster, too.
Yeah, and I was reading where they're really putting a lot behind this to where, like, they didn't say that it was going to be the only delivery system they're going to use, but they were kind of hinting that it was going to be, like, their flagship way to deliver television.
If they do that, I mean, prediction, but these predictions are exercises in futility, but I'm going to do it anyways. If they do that, I would just assume they gobble up market share.
Oh, yeah.
Because what they're going after is the ISP, right? Like, that's what they want.
Yeah, well, AT&T has that.
That's my point.
With the U-verse.
Is if AT&T is like, most people couple their content they get with the ISP.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Now,
so
we might, you still kind of run into the situation. It's like, well, we might, get the same thing we had before.
You do, but again, because the market's got a little more competition injected.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because you can just couple a system together. They're going to have to remain competitive.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if Verizon tries to do something like this. As soon as they can figure it out.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, Verizon's never really been known for their innovation.
No.
So, they did try. They have a streaming service, but it's like not even really.
No, but
worth it.
my point is, if someone's stealing their market share,
oh yeah, they'll jump in.
They're gonna have to.
Yeah. Well, and so that, that's awesome because it's going to force the hand of the bigger companies.
Yeah.
And to kind of maybe like loosen their grip a bit on this. No, it has to be delivered this way. We've been doing it since 1979 or whenever it started.
And the only worry I can see is that it does put some pressure on the slings and the so on in the industry.
It does.
But it also gives them a little negotiating room with the content providers.
It does. And Sony, Sony has their voix, the PlayStation voix.
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 That's
View.
what we're calling it today.
It's today's. View, voix.
Really wish someone would tell us.
People did. I was on Reddit, and I was in a completely, thread. It had nothing to do with PlayStation.
Yeah.
And I guess someone noticed my name, and they said, by the way, PlayStation View is pronounced View, like View.
Okay.
And
whoever that person is, if you are listening, thank you.
Yeah, but then I heard somebody else, because I did talk to someone else about this, and they said it was pronounced like you said, Voo.
Voo.
Right. So we're really still...
we're back to square one.
We're back at square one.
Oh, well, still thank you for trying.
And though, actually, I talked to someone at... it was I didn't talk to them. I saw a thread out on Sony's site where there was debate on this between a Sony representative and someone. And the Sony representative kind of didn't have really a clear answer. And it was like, we're going to get back to you. And then, of course, the thread was closed.
That's like if you asked me how I pronounce my last name.
Right, and you're like...
And I was like, I'm going to get back to you
let me
with
get back
that
to
answer.
you there.
I'm not sure how to pronounce my own name.
Yeah, so they probably had a debate right there in the support office about how to pronounce
Sony
PlayStation voix.
Voix. So I don't feel bad.
No. So, also, this is like the year of the let's release all of our new streaming services, streaming devices. Because Amazon is just announced a new Fire Stick. And the exciting part is with Alexa voice remote.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think it's going to be as powerful as the Echo, but to get a lot of the functionality of the Echo for, $39.
Really cheap.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. And it's available for pre-order right now. They're saying it's going to be 30% faster than the previous stick. And the way it talks about the Alexa voice, it sounds pretty good. It sounds, you get 90. It'll work across the search with her voice. Will work across her with Alexa's voice will work across 90 apps and channels. So you can say things like launch Hulu, and Hulu Alexa will come up and say, okay, open the pod bay doors, Hal, and just throw Hulu up on the...
And big concern with all these is normally the voice recognition. Like, how good is it?
Yeah, but Alexa, I mean, I played with the Echo. It's a lot of fun.
Well, just voice recognition technology in general in the last 5 years, really since Siri started pushing the envelope.
Right.
I mean, because Siri used to have real
problems. Can follow the woman on Twitter, and every once in a while she'll post...
You told me that.
Yeah, she'll post a video, and she'll talk, and it's eerie, because you're like, hey, you're not...
I'm not comfortable with that being a real person. I'm sure she's a lovely lady.
Oh, yeah.
But she lives in my phone, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't want... yeah, it's a... It didn't... I wouldn't say... Creepy isn't the right word. It was uncanny.
It's uncanny.
It was uncanny.
And I got a thing with the uncanny. I don't deal with it well.
So this will fire up apps, and the cool part about it is you can sit on your couch and say, Alexa, go back 30 seconds, and it will, Alexa, jump ahead 2 minutes, and it's going to do that. That's pretty cool.
We are 15 years away from the Starship Enterprise.
I know. I just need the food replicator.
That would be awesome.
Oh, well, speaking of which, she'll order you a pizza, too. Like, you can say, Alexa, order me a pizza, and it'll go to your default.
Dennis,
you
that's
can set
a life-changing
your
event.
It is. Or a ride, stuff like that. It plays music.
But if I get my food delivered, I don't need to go anywhere.
News and weather. So I mean, I haven't played with it yet, but I mean, with all of this functionality, it seems really close to what Echo does.
Yeah. For
a fraction of what the Echo costs.
Yeah, I mean, the Echo is really fast.
Yes.
And really good at recognition.
Right. So
and I assume it's got a similar engine for recognition, but because Echo's what, $300?
I'd have to check. It was originally. It's probably come down since then.
Yeah. Well, but it's certainly considerably more than $40.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So you got to figure they're holding some services back, which is whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, but cool. And if you order it by Halloween, order it by the 31st. You get a month free of Sling TV and 2 months of Hulu with commercials, not the commercial free, that 2 months. And then $10 video credit for Amazon Instant Video. So you're essentially really kind of, it's like a free device almost if you get the value out of that.
How much is Sling?
Well, you get a week free, but your first month, if you get the base package, is $20. And then Hulu, you're talking
$7 for that one, right?
Roughly, yeah. So 2 months is like $14, $15. And then the $10. So it's essentially, I mean, if you wanted to get those services anyway, it's a free streaming stick.
Yeah, it is.
With Alexa. And if you order it, it starts shipping on the 20th of October.
That's classic Amazon, though. And classic meaning 4 years of trend, right? But because they basically did the same thing with the Kindle.
Yeah.
When they released the Kindle originally, it was actually $4, if I remember correctly.
Oh.
Below the price point for it was $199, and it cost them $203 to make.
Yeah, and investors lose their mind over Amazon because Amazon doesn't seem like they care more about expansion than they do profit.
Well, but here's the thing: is now I buy all sorts of stuff from Amazon.
Right? Yeah.
On my
I don't know
Kindle.
what I would do without Amazon.
I do. I'd curl up into a ball and
cry. It would instantly, in my mind, it would be like 1930.
It would be very close. Very close. I'm not sure. I'm not that good with history, but I'm going to go with 1930.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'd have to, we'd have 3 TV channels to watch. And
I don't think they had TV in the 30s, but I don't remember.
Oh, no, they didn't. Now it's more like, the 50s.
Internet.
I'll cut that out. I'm not going to cut that out. Go. And to stay on streaming devices, Roku decided to put out a whole new fleet of streaming devices, which I'm teasing Monday's episode on, because I originally said last week that we were going to put an episode out on Monday about hidden fees in
which
cable.
I am excited about. I think that's going to be a good one.
But I'm pushing it.
Yep.
I'm going to push that a week, so that'll be in 2 Mondays. And then we will have this Monday will be about the new Roku devices that were just announced and will be coming out.
It's not like the fees are going anywhere, right? Like so.
No, yeah, those fees will be there for you. So we'll cover that in 2 Mondays, but this Monday we're gonna push an episode on the Roku devices. So thanks for joining us on this mini update.
Yeah.
Remember to give us a call at 650-TALK-GRP, or you can tweet us at Grounded Reason, or you can email us at podcast.
Or you can review us on iTunes.
Podcast at groundedreason.com.
Very good.
Or review us on iTunes. I'm Dennis Restaro.
And this is Joel Reeves.
And we'll see you next time.